let me show you how I made this cool screen so that you can use it for your streams for either starting soon, be right back, or even at the end of your streams. So the one thing to remember is that there are two different ways to make this. One of them you can pay for, and I think it looks a lot better that way. And the other is, if you don't have the budget for it, you can even make it for free. Also, some things that you're going to need is whatever game you choose to use, as long as it has some kind of way that you can go ahead and kind of like free view and keep your screen as clear as possible. Another thing that you're going to need is some kind of broadcasting system if you're on PC. If you're on console, then you can go ahead and just use whatever screenshot device you have or a screenshot capability that you have on your console. If you are on PC and you still want to use the free way, I'd recommend when you get to that point, use Windows Control Shift and S. That way that you can take a screenshot for free and you don't have to worry about it. So if you want, you can go ahead and replicate everything that I do exactly, and you should be able to get the exact same outcome. However, you can do this for any game that you want. So for me, I'm going to go into private match and I'm going to set the game up for team deathmatch and choose the Hacienda map. After that, make sure you change the rules so that it's 45 minutes and you can turn the match start time down. You don't need anything else. Afterwards, go into the Codcaster settings and turn everything you see here off so that your camera is going to be completely free of any kind of visual effects. And finally, put yourself onto the Codcaster slot and add one bot onto team 1. And then you can go ahead and start the game. Now that we're in the game, we're just going to go to the one spot that I chose earlier. So just now that you're here, go ahead and position yourself so that you have the right angle that you need, and then clear your screen entirely if you are using like a OBS system or whatever you use for like broadcasting. And if you're not using a broadcasting system, if you're just on like PC or Xbox or PlayStation and you don't have anything else up on your screen, you can go ahead and just take a screenshot if you want to do it the free way. But for me, I'm going to go ahead and clear my camera. So that way, we're just going to leave it here for about 5 minutes, give or take. After that time is up, we're going to go ahead and end this and go into the next stage. All right, time's up. So we're going to go ahead and end this. Right. And like I said before, there are two different ways to do this. So the first way I'm going to show you is completely free. Anybody can do this however they want to. So you're going to go to this website right here, photopea.com. You're going to take your screenshot. You're going to start a new project. Make sure that you have your width set to 1920, your height set to 1080, DPI set to 300, and then your background to transparent. You can also set this to 32-bit. Now that you have your canvas started, you can go ahead and take your screenshot and just drop it in there. And then you're going to extend the borders out as much as you need to so that you can go ahead and make it as clear as possible. All right, now that that's done, the first thing you want to do in order to clear this little section out is come over to your Magic Lasso Select and then use the Magnetic Lasso Select tool. Once you use that, you can go ahead and just press Alt and scroll in, and it should bring you close enough so that you can go ahead and make the outline. And you'll notice that the Magnetic Select tool actually follows the path that you want it to follow. Now that that is all perfectly selected, we can go ahead over to the eraser tool, and we're just going to do the normal eraser tool. I like to increase my size all the way up, and once you click on this screen, you'll notice it's going to ask you to turn this into a smart object. Just hit yes or OK, and then once you erase that, your background is now transparent. Okay, now that that's all done, we're going to go into the next step. We're just going to feather the edges around here so that after we export it and we actually put it into our streaming software, it doesn't look that bad. Because if not, then the harsh edges around are going to look really off. So from here, you're going to go to Select, Modify, and then Feather. You can go ahead and change the pixels from 1 to about 10. And then press OK. And you'll see that the edges have increased just a little bit and they're a lot softer now. that is all we need to do for this part. So from here, the next thing that we can do just to make it look a little cooler is we can actually add some text, and we're gonna make it say, "Be right back." And yeah, we don't like the way that looks or the color of it, so we're going to change the color to white to make it simple. And then we're going to change the size here from 24 all the way up to about 118 to about 127. And that's all we need to do. So now that we're done, we can go ahead and hit File, Export as a PNG. So it's important that you make sure that you export this as a PNG so that you can go ahead and keep that transparent background that we just worked on. And we're going to save it as starting soon, maximum quality, and then we can just go ahead and hit save. So before we go ahead and put this into our streaming software, I'm going to show those who have it how to do this the paid way. And it's super simple as well, and it's only going to take a minute. Okay, now we're just going to take our video that we recorded for about 5 or 6 minutes, put that into Adobe Premiere Pro or whatever paid for video editing software you have. Once it's in the timeline, you can go ahead and position it however you want. So I'm just going to zoom in down here and up here and move this just enough to the left. Now that we have it how we want, we're going to go over to our effects, and then we're going to put in crop. We're just going to drag and drop. Now that that's here, you can see it up in our effects control, crop right here. So you're going to click the pen tool, and then you're going to zoom into that little screen. Once you've zoomed in enough, the same concept applies. Just click on the edges. Now the next step is after you've made your outline, come back over to crop, and then you can just go to the left one and turn that from 0 to 100. Now you can feather the edges if you want, just a little bit. It's up to you. I'm only going to do it about 22-ish, works for me. And then we're done. No need to do anything else. And then the final step is we can add some text here as well. So now we're going to put in and as always, you can change the text, the size, whatever you want. So let's pick something unique or different. We'll go with this one. Change the font size, and we're done. Make sure that you put this to last the entirety of the video. And then we're going to export. When you export it, make sure you send it to your media. And this step is actually very important. Preset format is going to be QuickTime. Your video codec is going to be Apple ProRes 4444. Make sure that you scroll down enough so that you can see your HDR graphics. I have them set to 300. I render it at the maximum depth. I have my color set to 709. My depth, and this is the most important one, is 16 BPC plus alpha. That'll give us this little alpha channel here. And do not hit render alpha channel only. Now that that's all done, you can go ahead and export it. And we'll wait for the end. So now this is a completely brand new profile on OBS. So we're just going to go ahead and drop in our Be Right Back screen for our sources. And you can see right here, this is what it looks like. I am having a little bit of issues putting my camera up on this one, so we're just going to go ahead and drop in a random picture of a guy here. It'll work the same way with your webcam as your source, but make sure that your webcam or whatever you want to put behind that screen goes underneath. So you see how it's working there. And then Now we're just going to go ahead and position it so that he fits into the screen how we want. Perfect. Now you see those clean edges, and that is the free way to do it. Now for the non-free way, it's the exact same thing. You're just going to go ahead and put that in there, position your guy or you or whatever you want right behind that, and you're done. Super simple both ways. That's all you need to do. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Let me know if there's anything else that you want me to do or show you how to do or cover in my next video in the comments, and I will see you all next time.